Okay, hello everyone. This is the last sub-module in module 1, the danger, which is on the threat impact. So far, we have seen some examples of popular cyber attacks on companies, personal level, and on nations. After which we saw the different ways that these attacks can be performed. Okay, the threat actors and IoT security. Now we're looking at what is the impact of this kind of attack? What is the impact of a successful attack? We're going to separate this into three levels that address personal, enterprises or companies, and national. First thing, first impact of cybersecurity attack is an impact on PII, PHI, and PSI. What is PII? This is personally identifiable information, and it is any information that can be used to positively identify an individual. So, for example, an ID card, like a picture of the ID card, their name, date of birth, place of birth, address, account numbers, etc. Any piece of information that can be used to identify somebody is termed personally identifiable information. Now, this is a very broad category. There are many things that can fit into this. So when we talk about PII, we typically break it down into two other subcategories. We have the PHI, protected health information. Now, these are health and medical procedures that are stored in electronic medical records. So in advanced countries, even now in some places in Africa, everything you do in a hospital is being tracked by a computer. So if an attacker gets access to this computer, they have some very sensitive information about you, very, very sensitive. Okay, your illnesses, your medication, your allergies, they can do some very damaging things with this information. And that is why in other countries abroad and even in Africa, is being put in place. This kind of information is being regulated by HIPAA in the USA, which is the Health Information Portability and Accountability Act, and the GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, in the European Union that protects all of this kind of information because it's quite sensitive. After PHI, we have PSI, Personal Security Information, which is information that is used to access information or services on the network or on the internet. So these are things like your usernames on different social media, things like your passwords, maybe even the devices that you use for two-factor authentication, your phone number for SMS validation. All of these things constitute PSI, security questions. They are all personal security information. Now, we're giving these two categories, and there's a lot of information that's not fit in these two categories, okay? But whatever doesn't fit in PHI or PSI is known as just simply PII, okay? Information that can be used to identify you as an individual. Now, some recent hacks that talk about things that were exploited at this level. We had in 2019 where 137 million users' personal identifiable information was viewed by hackers, and up to 4 million of them appeared on the internet. Do you understand how crazy that is? In 2020, there was theft of PII of 172 million users of a Chinese social media company. Then 2019, we also had PII of 218 million users that was stolen from a Facebook game company. All of these things are very, very massive scale attacks that you as a cybersecurity professional should ensure you don't fall into. You should not fall into attacks in general, but not at this scale anyways. Now, what is another general impact uh, cybersecurity threats? We have lost competitive advantage. When a company is hacked, that hack can lead to them losing their competitive advantage. The first way is that if this hack becomes public, they can lose current and potential clients. Imagine that Facebook gaming company, for example, after losing 218 million PI of clients, do you think anybody wants to go on that game again? Like, they'll be very wary, and that can lead to them losing a lot of money in the future. We can also have theft of intellectual property. So someone can come and steal important information like plans of new sites or like recipes for new products. All the kind of things that are very important and very private to the company can be stolen by a successful cyber attack. Also have the loss of employee confidence. which can lead to employees leaving the company and the company also being unable to keep good employees. Because here you have to protect your customers' information, but your employees' information also has to be protected. Imagine if I can work in a place where they ask me for all kinds of private things, my name, mother's name, birth certificate, certifications. They store all of that in a particular database, and then I hear that place got hacked. Will I want to go there again? Will I advise my friends to go and work in that kind of place? And you need to also know that companies need very good talent. So if they have a reputation of being careless with their employees' information and their employees' personal details, why would someone want to go and put themselves in that kind of risk? So these are the different impacts of successful threats or successful attacks on companies. Now, what are the impacts on a nation? We spoke in the first video about Stuxnet. But now let's look at something else. In 2016, a hacker published the personal information of 20,000 FBI agents, FBI employees, and 9,000 Homeland Security employees. So people that work in very important, very sensitive organizations, and their personal information was published. This can lead to ongoing missions. This can lead to ongoing missions being cancelled because now their assets have been exposed publicly. It's a very serious issue, very serious issue. Additionally, we also have the Stuxnet worm that I spoke about earlier. That was specifically designed to impede Iran's progress in enriching uranium that could be used in nuclear weapon or just to power their city. Now, this is a prime example of a network attack that was motivated by national security concerns. And cyber warfare is a serious possibility that should not be ignored. We have a lot of state-supported hackers now that are being used to cause disruption and to destroy vital services in enemy nations. So these are the impacts of a successful cyber attack at a political and a national scale. So we can see that successful cyber attacks affect everybody. So cybersecurity should be a prime concern for everybody and every citizen of the nation and of the world. Well, thank you guys once more a lot for your time, for your attention, and for your patience with me. I'm still getting the hang of this thing. If you watched the video up to this point, please leave a like button or leave a comment, or highly welcome those with tips, with video ideas, with ways you are struggling, and subscribe to stay updated. You can also connect with me on other platforms like LinkedIn and TikTok. With that, I wish you guys a nice day. Talk to you later. Bye.